I'm working on a poem in response to the murder of Trayvon Martin, but I've been thinking a lot about George Zimmerman, largely because when he was first cast into public attention, he was portrayed as a white man, but he's not. He's a Latino. His mother is an immigrant from Peru. His father, a magistrate of some sort. So he has some privilege, but he also comes from his immigrant roots. And so I think about what justice for Trayvon might mean. What really is justice in this system, and can this criminal system actually provide justice? I don't think it can. I think if we imprison Zimmerman, he becomes another statistic. I mean, I don't think he should get away with what he did. It was wrong. But I don't think our justice system provides justice for anybody. But I think that Zimmerman's ethnicity is important. And I've had arguments with people about this. I think it is important. It's important to me as a Latino with one white parent, one brown parent, because he represents what I believe will be the future of the role of Latinos in this society, and that is that the pressure to assimilate and how we are consumed by the mainstream and we buy into the American dream. We are privileged to certain elements of the American dream, and we then prop up the American empire. And I think that's an important and underrepresented piece of this story. I have a brother who very much reminds me of Trayvon Martin. He's 18, he's mixed black and Mexican, he's got a chip on his shoulder, tattoo on his neck, wears hoodies. And I have a brother who very much reminds me of George Zimmerman, Air Force Academy. He wanted to be an FBI agent, a state trooper. He was a probation officer, and now he's a captain of a prison. He used to always have the police scanner on, and you could drive around, you could tell me what juvenile delinquent lived here and did this crime and that. And he was my family's George Zimmerman. Where I'm getting at this is that to be Latino in the United States today is a very complex identity, a very complex reality. And I've written, most of what I write about is about being Latino. I write about my own family, I write about Latinos in general, I write about myself. And I titled my most recent book of poems, Brown Unlike Me, Poems from the Second Layer of Our Skin, which is really my own personal reflections on the state of Latinos in the United States today. Some of you may recognize that the poem is sort of a ripoff of Howard Griffin's book, Black Unlike Me, in which a white man sort of dyes his skin to try to see what it's like to be black in America. Is sort of a very ridiculous thing, because being black isn't just about what color your skin is. But that title of that poem is actually borrowed from Langston Hughes' poem, Dream Variations. Not too many people know that. But so I'm going to read the title poem from the book, which comes from an experience I had when I went to Venezuela in 2004, and upon returning to Venezuela, I had this experience that gave birth to this poem. And it really, I think, speaks to sort of all these sort of things coming together, what citizenship means, and what ethnicity and national identity and family and kin mean, and how they conflict with each other all at once. So it's called Brown Unlike Me. In Venezuela, I watched as the people of the nation stood at the plate, swung out in defense of their president, who won a democratic referendum by a majority of the majority, unlike our own president that same year. In defense of Chavez, millions of hands upon a single bat, swinging for the fences, un home run over the wall of the White House lawn. In Venezuela, as in Cuba, I am a junkie. I understand that. In Mexico, I'm lucky if I'm a pocho. Pocho is a sort of a derogatory term that Mexicans will call Mexican Americans, and we've sort of reclaimed it as a term of pride. In Mexico, I'm lucky if I'm Pocho, agringado, instead of straight up gringo, because in these lands, the color of my passport is deeper than the color of my skin. Now, as I pass through Miami International Airport, International Code MIA, I feel every letter of it, owning that I am made in America, but also feeling like part of me is missing in action. Somewhere on this journey home, if there is such a place, an invisible line is crossed. It may be at the point where sky meets earth, where earth meets sea, where skin meets sky. Somewhere in this sacred trinity, I don't know where. I cross a border, 2, even 3. I hand in my tuxedoed passport of first world citizen in exchange for my second skin of second-class citizenship, the kind I wear like a favorite sweater, an old pair of tennis shoes that don't wear out no matter the miles I put on. It ain't my Sunday best, it's just the only thing clean in the closet. Deboarding the plane, I assume that here on U.S. soil I will be me again. I get to go back to being my complex, complete self, and the white boy I'm traveling with, who gave himself his own hip-hop name, taken from a distant red planet in a local Japanese restaurant. He will still be the same color of privilege. And the man in the customs agent uniform resembles my Uncle Carlos, enough to warrant a double take, with that OG vato turned family man look, complete with the shaved head, goatee, tats, and work boots. Carlos, the customs vato, tells all international travelers to divide into 2 lines, U.S. citizens and foreigners. And while nothing seems more foreign to me than a white guy with a Martian and Japanese name, here I am standing with Mars Ichiban in the U.S. citizens line, because here and now the color of my passport is deeper than the color of my skin. And standing on the other line of this instant and uneven divide are people who look to me like family, some darker, some lighter, some of African bloodlines, some of indigenous, most are some mixture of something, children of colonization, occupation, enslavement, of melanin, miscegenation, migration, all of them brown, yet their passports make them unlike me. And when I get to the customs desk and the agent asks me for my passport, I have anything to declare, I want to say, I have no passport to give you, America. It has been stolen from me over and over again. My name is Willie Brown Loman, but you can call me Memo. I'm late for my night job as a busboy in a local Japanese restaurant. So can I please go now? What's that? You don't believe me. Okay, my name is Hugo Chavez, but you can call me Fidel. My purpose for going to Venezuela to watch a game of baseball on my way home, I plan to stop in D.C. to get a ball off the White House lawn. Those people in the other line, they're with me. Tio Carlos, the customs vato too. I can vouch for all of them. They're family. And you can create all the lines you want, cordon us off, impose and revoke citizenships, wash the salt of the Caribbean seas from our skins, the island sand from our hairs, scold the trills from our tongues, criminalize our languages, anglicize our birth names, but I will not let you take from us our memory of family, home, language, blood. These we hide very well amongst the pages of our passports, the one we keep just below the top layer of our skin, the only passport we ever really need to know just who we are and where we come from.
Thank you, thank you.